Creativity Activity Service. These are my reflections from 2 years of doing CAS, and here we go. So CAS has pushed me to do more of what I already do and basically reflect, consider, and develop more as a person. So, strengths and weaknesses. Everyone has their unique skill set and array of talents, and that can be applied better to some areas than others. And for me, one of these areas I felt was long distance running. I was good at long distance running. I thought, okay, you know what, let's push myself more. And so what I chose to do, I signed up for a 5 kilometer run, which was to raise money for children across the ice. So in the few weeks leading up, I ran laps, increasing with each increment and building up to the day when I planned to run my 5K. And I ran it in around 34 minutes, which was impressive considering that it was my first time doing a 5K, I think, and the conditions that they were, it was like scorching hot and it's like 35 degrees, but I managed to do it. So even though this was maybe already a strong point for me, I could run, but I pushed myself even further and I developed even further. And so it shows that for everything, there's always an area where you can grow more. This was also the case with when I was doing translation for the Council of International Schools University Fair. I'm good at English and Chinese, but sometimes, there were terms like GPA and geographical locations which I really didn't know how to define. And so through the use of like just roundabout explanations, I managed to get the point across and help the person who was asking the university's rep the question how to answer their question, and they got their questions answered. And I think that's the role of a translator, to make your person satisfied. And so I think I managed to do that. So I have somewhat good communication skills, but I had to develop my communication skills and my language further in order to deal with these difficulties at hand. And talking about these difficulties at hand, challenging oneself is the second objective, to show that challenges have been undertaken, and sailors do not gain experience by sailing within your bathtub. They gain experience by navigating the perils of a stormy sea. We all know that it's difficult. We only learn through difficulties. And for me, this was apparent during my making a video for Chinese New Year celebrations in 2018. Yeah, 2018. Because I was in charge of making like 6 or 7 videos. And one of the videos was the introduction video. It was the big video which the parents and the audience were going to see first before any of the activities, to provide with them like a sneak preview. And I put in lots of effort. Me and my classmate Jason worked on this 4-minute video for over 24 hours. Like, we filmed and we refilmed, and I pushed myself. I wanted to include more special effects. So I learned about color correction, green screens, keyframes for post-production, and using multi-camera setups, multiple microphones, and other devices during filming. And all of this would help me to just improve my skills as a filmmaker. And I definitely put these skills to use again when I went to the Philippines and made a video when I came back to raise awareness and to help to get more donations for the Philippines. So here's a few stills from our video, and here's a little bit of our video for you. This is one of my favorite parts.
你们是谁？我们是采蘑菇的小姑娘。
One other thing which I did was do photography over the holidays, and I have no experience with this. This was the first time doing it, so I just want to develop the skill and get a bit of practice with it, and doing editing and taking photos. Yeah. But okay, initiation and planning. Demonstrate how to initiate and plan the CAS experience. I realized that planning makes execution easier and results in a more successful outcome. That's my take from this. When we were coaching lower secondary football, at first I came in with no plan at all. But after a few weeks, I planned each session, I planned my training drills, and all of these would help us to win the tournament. We didn't actually win, but we came in third place, we won a trophy, and it was after an amazing penalty shootout. And you can see a little bit of it here. Like, we put in a lot of work into this, so um, it was really wow when we won third place. Yeah. Dude, I'm so proud. Commitment and diligence. Through yearbook, I definitely learned this because in yearbook it can be really difficult because sometimes you have to spend a lot of time to design a page and to make it look nice, and sometimes you just redesign it over and over again. So I worked on ECA pages, computing pages, science pages, all for 2 years. And throughout this process, I would be involved in not just making the pages, but also creating the theme, selecting photos, taking photos, all of this stuff just to, um, which it's all part of yearbook, isn't it? And as I was one of the older ones, I tried to help other people with their yearbook as well, to give them design ideas. But I always find that usually each year there's always 1 or 2 pages which I'll just have done and then completely redo it again because I didn't really like it. So I showed perseverance and commitment to yearbook, and just like because I wanted to make it look pretty. Yearbook is someone's going to be it's someone's memories, and what I want to do is create a design and an easy to read page for people to enjoy and reminisce into the past, which I'm sure I'll be doing in the next few years. The other thing I did was a bit of fitness training. This was another of my activities, and I joined up with a personal trainer in the UK, and over WhatsApp we communicated, and he sent me a training plan, and I followed it, and it took 6 weeks, and sometimes you just didn't really want to do it, but you had to do it, because it's what makes you need to persevere to show results. Teamwork and collaboration. In sports, you just saw me playing volleyball alone. How sad. But sports is all about teamwork. A team will always be a group of individuals. That's my take from this. I was a, I was captain for a few times when we were playing both basketball, volleyball, and football. And you really, it was really important to involve everyone within the team and not just to rely on your star players, because working together as a team makes problem solving a lot easier. It makes it a lot easier to play better, and I also volunteered at an old people's home in Singapore for a short while. And this was an eye-opening experience there because the team of carers who worked there to care for old people there were truly amazing. Like, they taught me how to care for dementia patients, how to care for old people, and also just how to do proper wheelchair technique. To Teamwork really helps both in sports but as well as in the workplace, and I saw that firsthand here. Global issues. One of the main global issues that we looked at was that I really noticed was when we went to the Philippines for our service trip. This was my service project, and I created a video for it as because I wanted to raise awareness about this issue. It was poverty. The people there were really poor, and the charity that we visited, their motto was, well, they're not their motto, but their focus was on breaking the cycle. This was really important because breaking the cycle means not through just giving them money, but through the use of education, aid through non-financial means, as well as building. They help these people to become more sustainable and become self-sustainable, and not to become over-reliant on the charity. So at this place, there was this very poor area which we visited. It was a trash dump, and people there basically recycled trash to get money. And the kids there were really small, but they were really hungry. As soon as a food truck pulled up from this charity, which we were in, they started queuing up and lining up to with containers ready to get the oats that we provided for them. So we really enjoyed our time there. But it was also a very eye-opening experience to see the global issues of poverty and to be able to help them with breaking the cycle. I hope that I can support Kim more in the future, maybe. The Deaf School Project. This was another issue that we face a lot, disabilities. In some countries, people with disabilities are treated better than others, but um, I think here one thing that I really saw was if you have a disability but you also have another issue. This was the case at a very poor school. All the kids were deaf, but a lot of them also had a wide spectrum of other disabilities as well. The school needed a lot more help, but they did not get the help that they needed from the government. Unlike the other school, which we visited first, where it was very well funded and they had lots of things and they had the facilities that they needed to become skilled and integrate into society. Talking about what's right and wrong in society, one thing that really helped me to consider the ethics of choices and actions was serving on the student council leadership team. We had to make decisions on a regular basis on what charities to donate to, sometimes to our own charities, but also sometimes to UNICEF and other charities that were reputable, and we knew that our donation would actually make a difference. It's been an immense honor to participate in CAS. I found it fun, I found it tiring, found it amazing, found it good, but in the end, I still kind of love it.